Kia ora, I'm David Chaston with 90 at 9, brought to you by interest.co.nz. This week at Everything You Need to Know in 90 seconds at 9 o'clock with news the world seems to be settling into a low-growth, high-inflation period. Not quite stagflation, but disarmingly close. In the US, retail sales last week on a same-store basis were up 5.3% from year-ago levels, unchanged in a week and hardly accounting for inflation. American inventories were little changed in January from December, but that can't hide the fact that retail stocks of goods are 12% up from year-ago levels and wholesale stocks are up 16% on the same basis. And the Chicago industrial heartland isn't in its best shape, with declining activity according to the ISM Chicago PMI for February. It is contracting at a pace that is uncomfortable for them, but at least there is light at the head. New orders, order backlogs and supply deliveries increased. American consumers are less optimistic than expected. The Conference Board Consumer Sentiment Survey was expected to improve from a modest net positive, but it actually slipped back in February, still positive but less so than expected. And the Canadian economy was unchanged in the fourth quarter of 2022 from the prior quarter, putting an end to 5 consecutive quarters of growth and following a 2.3% expansion in the third quarter. That was a disappointment. Markets had expected a modest 1.5% fourth quarter boost. And India said they ended 2022 with less of a tailwind. Their fourth quarter GDP data shows their economy expanded 4.4% from year-ago levels, well below the 6.3% in the 3 months of September. In Japan, their retail sales came in very strong in January, up 6.3% when a 4% rise was expected and compared with a 3.8% rise in December. But things were not so great for their industrial production, which fell a sharpish 4.6% in January. Both Spain and France reported February inflation levels overnight, and both came in higher than in January. Bond markets noticed that. The US Treasury 10-year yield starts today at 3.93% and up 1 basis point. And the price of gold will open today at $1,828 an ounce. That's up $11 since yesterday. And oil prices start today up $1.50 at just on $77.50 a barrel in the US, while the international Brent price is at $83.50 a barrel. And the Kiwi dollar is up almost 0.5 cent to just under 62 US cents. Against the Aussie, we're firmer at 91.8 Australian cents. Against the euro, we're firmish at 58.4 euro cents. That all takes our trade-weighted index to 70.3 and up 30 basis points. Get more news affecting the economy in New Zealand from interest.co.nz. Kia ora, I'm David Chaston. That was 90 at 9, brought to you by interest.co.nz.